All right, here for the hours, Grant White, portfolio manager and investment advisor at Endeavor Wealth Management. Grant, I want to talk about the changing definition of wealth and how people are viewing it and how they're using it. You've been looking at that. What are you seeing?
Well, I think this is a bit of an aspirational commentary as well. What I'm seeing, this is what I hope is going to be happening. I think it's what is happening, but it's also what I hope is going to continue to happen especially in the wealth industry. Yeah, we're seeing people have a better understanding of what life is all about, fulfillment really looks like. And I think the wealth industry has done a really good job of, selling some products and including the idea of retirement and getting people to hoard their money and build it long term. But we have a real problem in that a lot of people are struggling to spend the money and enjoy it on the other end of that. So what I'm enjoying seeing now is a lot more people realizing that and seeing that, hey, you can't take it with you. You got to enjoy this while you're going along. And what I think that means for the wealth industry is that you're going to have deeper conversations around things beyond the investment portfolio, beyond the retirement planning portfolio. You're going to have to get into things like, experience-related travel. You're going to have to get into behavior of how getting people to understand their money and how to actually use it. But really just getting people, out of the house and using it and enjoying what they've built.
But that's a tough conversation to have from the wealth manager side because I mean, they want to see you build money because they make money off it.
Yeah.
How do you strike that balance?
Well, I think, one, you just have to have a bigger picture in mind. From the business front, if you're helping people to live that life of fulfillment, they're going to talk a lot more about you. So I think there is business reasons to do this anyway. But at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do. Our whole job in life is to help people to find the freedom in their lives and to enjoy what they've been doing or what they can do. And so I think that's a necessary thing to do. But I'm a big enabler. I love to get, especially the clients that we work with at Endeavor, to out there and enjoying what they've built. And I think that that's something that the industry is going to continue to push on. And it's not because the industry is pushing it, but this is what people are demanding.
And is this being fueled by the younger gen, like the Gen Z and millennials to a degree, or even at the younger end of the millennials?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we're seeing is everybody's money habits or money behavior is guided by a lot of things that have gone on when they were kids. So, the millennials watched their parents go through the financial crisis and looked at that and said, hey, that's not going to be me. I'm going to enjoy my money. I don't want to go through all this pain. Now, we can't stop markets, bad markets from happening, obviously. But what we can do is have a different viewpoint on how we should use money going forward. And I think millennials are leading that. Gen Zs are certainly carrying that forward. So yeah, the younger generations have kind of figured that part out. I think there's a big misunderstanding that, millennials and Gen Zs are bad savers. It's not, no evidence shows that actually. They're good savers, but they have a better perspective on how to use their money and how to use their time. And I think the time piece is the most important part of that. So what I would suggest is that people need to be more intentional about how they're using their money going forward. I like to have a full year calendar and book out all my goals for the year and be really intentional about it. And that's something we're guiding clients on. But whatever it happens to be, I think people just need to be more intentional about enjoying what they've built.
Now, this also presents, I guess, some opportunities for investment too, on where people should be looking on where you want to put money. Like, what areas are people looking at for experiences and things like that, and how can you be putting money? Where can you be putting money into those areas? Are there opportunities?
So when we talk about experiences, there's a couple companies that immediately come to mind for me. So Airbnb is one of them. It's one of my favorite companies in the world, just because of what they stand for and what they build. In the last couple of years, they've gone beyond just renting homes and places to stay into getting local and cultural experiences on those trips. And so I think Airbnb, although we have it as a hold today just because of pricing, because everybody knows it's a pretty good company, but it's a really good, it's an exciting company going forward. I think keep a watch out for it. If there's a pricing opportunity on it, I'd be buying it. I think this is one of those visionary companies that's going to go somewhere.
Now, some concerns about it that some cities have really taken a disliking to it and making it harder to get involved with it.
Yeah, you bet. We're seeing that in Canadian cities, especially like Vancouver as an example. That's a headwind. I think they're going to be able to get around that. And what I like about them is diversified revenue streams, as we were talking earlier in the banks. Diversified revenue streams is coming into Airbnb. They're a really creative team there. So I think they're going to do really, really well. There's going to be headwinds, but every company faces headwinds along the way when you're creating something new. Live Nation's another one, though, I think is worthwhile looking at. We've just come off the tail end of Taylor Swift's big tour, Beyonce. This is what people are doing, and they're spending boatloads of money on it, and good for them. They should. These are iconic experiences. And so Live Nation is an interesting company. I think that, again, they've got some headwinds. Margins are a little slim. Pricing is a little bit high right now as well on them. But, again, this is an experience-driven company. And so I think going forward, we're going to see some of these companies really rise to the top.
I know some people struggle with, I mean, if you're investing in it, I think great, but people, when you're paying your fees, look at it and go, oi, 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 they feel like they're robbing people blind.
I get it.
And we got about 30 seconds, just sneak in a couple more on some possibilities for people looking to invest in that direction where people seem to be heading.
Yeah, like I think, well, I mean, the other areas you could go into is what are the constraints that get in the way of living a life of freedom? So you got to go to like healthcare as well. So companies like Medtronic and companies that build devices or even, biochemical that like are helping people to get back on their feet earlier. I love these surgical robots that companies like Medtronic and other companies build because it's like the healthcare is just improving. People are getting back on their feet faster. And so it's not great to have money when you can't use it, right?
Yeah.
So if we can keep people mobile, living better lives, then they're going to be able to enjoy their money a whole lot more.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. We've got lots more to talk about. We'll be back with Grant White, portfolio manager and investment advisor at Endeavor Wealth Management, to see why Canadian Tire is on his radar.